Welcome to ECNTRADE Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. Viewing the US dollar index, which measures the greenback strength against a basket of 6 major currencies, it struck a fresh high of around 96 figure. With the ADX still supporting a bullish case, we are extremely overbought. However, from the two indicators, the MACD and the ADX, still supports further climbs, and that is towards 96.45. This isn't a very strong view due to the fact of the overbought condition, but where the indicators from the ADX and the MACD still support the bullish case, could see further gains. This in terms saw the break of 113.50 for euro and accelerated to the downside and now reaches nearly its next objective, that is 112.60.80 after posting an intraday low of 63 today. We are extremely oversold, but like the dollar index, the ADX is still trending to a bear case and still room to strengthen further. Therefore, could see a decline down towards the region if we look a little bit further and moving this down to 112, the figure, and reassess from there. This is where all the peaks that we saw back in 2019 in September after a brief stab, and then the market established a bull trend and then eventually could have headed into somewhat on the weekly basis of a shoulder, head and shoulder, and then bringing this line across here gives us a measured move. If I like to just draw that in somewhere close, this is just very sketchy, and the break is somewhere around here. Could even see it down towards the 109 region, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves and one step at a time. Although my view is somewhat neutral because of the oversold condition, we've still got to keep in mind how the rest of the indicators are supporting. So I have allowed it down towards 112.60 and then 112 the figure and reassess from there. The Australian dollar failed its challenge to the upside, taking on that 60-day moving average, rejected the second time, and from there has posted a further week of play into today and now reaches its objective of 72.80 after printing the low of 72.61. In light of the pattern, we could see further weakness, and if we see a close under 72.80 from a New York tomorrow morning, the call would be to 71.60.80 area where I've outlined here. The dollar yen is now tackling the area of 114.90. I'm a little bit skeptical about how strong this move is. However, looking at the previous candle from yesterday, it was relatively strong and close to a Marubozu. And therefore, a close above 114.90 would leave me neutral in the short term. Well, you could turn around and question this pattern here from the pole that we've got somewhat of an extended flag, but nevertheless, the market is still, I believe, looking towards that bottom side of the range, around 132.80. Technically, we're a little bit oversold, but due to the dollar being somewhat bullish in terms of how the rest of the market across the board are looking, I still feel we can get down towards that bottom side of the range, as I mentioned, for viewing it from the weekly time frame of 132.80 and reassess from there. KJN is pushing back to the top side of the range around 91.40 and still locked in this 90.30 to 91.40 range, and I do expect to see a pullback very soon. The price action in gold briefly broke above 1,870, and I did mention a bull trap up there, anywhere from 70 to 85. Well, the rally did get to a short-term high around 78, bull trap set, and now the market's waiting for confirmation. If we see a break under around that 1,842 to 44 or somewhere around there, a close under New York, would give further confirmation back towards 1,815. Keep an eye on these technicals. They are breaking down and therefore could see that level trigger and confirm the bearish outside range day. Oil still coasting for at least 6 days now above the trigger level at 78.70. As you can see here, let me just bring this up a little bit. After that dragonfly not producing any bull candle, still bearish, and the fact is the market's still declining. The view is still to the downside. Although I hold a neutral stance at these levels, I do expect to see eventually this level 78.70 break, and if close under New York, will give further confirmation down to 74.80. Well, that wraps it for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and as always, look out for the intraday report. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day.